Naseni window. Naseni window. Naseni window.
Hello and welcome to the maiden edition of the Naseni Window podcast. I am your host Halima Ginsau, and with me today is
Comrade Alhassan Mohammed, Naseer.
Before we dive into today's episode, I want to encourage you to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us at Naseni HQ, and of course our website www.naseni.gov.ng.
Well, Halima, I think let's start the discussion of the day.
Yes. So, the most frequently asked question I get when I mention where I work is, excuse me, what? I'm like, Naseni. They're like, what? Who? Naima? Husseini? I'm like, no, Naseni. Naseni. I don't know why people find it so difficult. It's quite the tongue twister.
Honestly speaking, the acronym Naseni seems to pose some difficulties to some people. I think it's largely attributed to lack of awareness about the existence of the agency.
It's definitely a lack of awareness, but that is precisely why we're here. Naseni means National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. It was established 32 years ago, and it's the only government agency with the mandate to intervene in all areas science, not just science and engineering infrastructure in Nigeria.
Well said. Today, Naseni stands as a beacon of technological advancement in Nigeria, with a target of converting scientific knowledge and skills for the promotion and advancement of Nigerian small and medium enterprises to strive.
Yes, so you might be wondering who runs things in Naseni. So Naseni is currently under the leadership of a young, vibrant techpreneur, Mr. Khalil Suleiman Halilu. A lot of you know him, but for the few who don't, he's our Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. He's been here a little over 6 months, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Alhassan, that it feels like he has been here for years.
Truly speaking, it's quite remarkable considering the achievement recorded so far. Of particular reference, Halima, is Mr. Khalil driving forward the agency's initiative and propelling Nigeria towards a future defined by innovation and progress.
Yeah, talking about the future, I'm excited to see all the great things you'll come up with. It is a new Naseni indeed.
It's a new Naseni.
It is.
Naseni aims to achieve its goals through strategic collaborations, rapid innovation, leveraging local materials, sharing knowledge and commercialization of technologies. For Nigerian technological advancement through the visionary principles of collaboration, creation, and commercialization.
Precisely the 3 C's: creation, collaboration, and commercialization. I feel that perfectly encapsulates what the whole new Naseni is about. But you know what? Despite all of this, a lot of people still are not aware that an agency like this exists in Nigeria. That's why this podcast serves as a platform to deepen the understanding and knowledge of Naseni's activities, mission, and achievements made thus far.
Yes, this podcast will further engage our audience in thought-provoking discussions around innovative technology and explorations of Naseni's projects in partnership with relevant stakeholders.
Yes, do make sure to stick with this podcast. So that brings us to the topic of the day. The topic for the maiden edition of the Naseni podcast is accelerated technology transfer. One might be wondering, what is accelerated technology transfer? How does it relate to Naseni and its mission and vision? Joining us today is the image maker of the agency himself, Mr. Segun Ayeoyenikan, an expert analyst in technology transfer and strategy. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. Segun.
Halima Ginsau, thank you so much, and for having me, and also Comrade Alhassan, thank you so much for the good job you are doing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so let's start with the main business of the day. When you hear accelerated technology transfer, it sounds like this really big tech jargon, and we've been hearing the EBC say accelerated technology transfer in meetings, in interviews. So please, what exactly is accelerated technology transfer, and why is it so important?
Oh, thank you so much, Halima, and once again, let me a little bit give honor to whom honor is due, because all this idea of technology transfer, accelerated technology, it came about because of the good job that the EBC, the Executive Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Khalil Suleiman Halilu, is doing in the agency. So, having said that, accelerated technology transfer is, just as the name goes, is you want to speed up because there's no time. Nigeria, our country today, is in that need of economic reforms and progress. So we cannot afford to wait. And like I used to say, the whole world is not waiting for Nigeria. So we need to accelerate technology. We need to speed up. And how do you speed up? You don't have to basically wait until your own research and development matures. You understand? You can tap into other countries, other economies where it's already working, where it's already happening, where the technology are already working. So with this explanation I have, that is technology transfer. You want to go into countries, you want to walk across your border to see where these things are already working, all right? So that you can take it, infuse it into your own economy and get result quickly. Why? Of course, there will be some aspects, of technology development, from research to prototyping to, real actual setting up of factories or whatever. But you can as well plug into what others are doing and break it down into your country so that you can speed up. So basically, that's what I will explain as the meaning of technology transfer.
You talk about the technology transfer in a wider spectrum. We would like to have it in a very simpler order. In what way has that facilitated, and what are the factors facilitating the acceleration in Nigeria?
Okay, like I said the government, where you want to transfer technology, a lot of factors go into it. Some of the factors are the direction of the government. All right, the government of Nigeria today has come up with a direction that is called the Renew Hope Agenda, and under that Renew Hope Agenda, you see the government is focusing seriously on economic situation, accelerating, activities so that you can resolve issue of poverty. You can resolve the issue of electricity. You can resolve the issue of roads, and all these things require technologies for you to be able to solve them. You understand? What you need to build roads is it's a massive technology you need. What you need to address agriculture, to transform agriculture from this subsistence farming into commercial viable farming and other activities, agro-allied activities. You need a lot of technology. You need a lot of innovations. You need to convert knowledge, into visible machines and equipment in order to get there, in order to solve this problem. So technology is required now, but the way we are presently, the way the situation of our country is, you need interventions from the outside. You need to copy those who are already doing it and already using those technologies to resolve their own problems. All right. Why we are not closing our eyes at fresh, research and development, but it is good that we intervene with what is already working. Do you understand? You don't need to reinvent the wheels always, and it's not all cases that you have to reinvent the wheels. Particularly if you know that if you do a comparative analysis of the timing, how many years will it take me to finish my research and development? All right. Let's say to take you 10 years, but we have a dire situation in our hand, But if you look across the border, you see where it's already working. You can pick it, quickly infuse it into your system, and get results. All right. We know that it has its own disadvantages, but at least whenever the advantages outweigh disadvantages, why don't you borrow, from others where it's already working? That is how we are doing it. That's what we are doing. That's what we are talking about in the agency.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So you were talking about accelerated technology transfer around the world. I know it's fascinating to see how interconnected the world is and how we can leverage from their own research and development. But I want to bring us back to NASENI, back home. Okay. So could you provide some examples of successful technology transfer initiatives in NASENI that have had significant impact? Okay.
Look, straight, we mentioned the NASENI Solar, all right? This was a technology that was some years ago was foreign to us. But because of the deliberate effort by the management of the agency, we were able to, send our engineers abroad for training. And after the training, they came back with the knowledge of how to, manufacture solar from the scratch, to the end product. All right, that is an example of technology transfer. Because some 30 years ago, 20 years ago, if you have any black panel in Nigeria, definitely this is imported. But NASENI, because of this spirit of getting things started and getting results, we sent our engineers abroad to learn the art of manufacturing of solar panels. And today we have the factory in Karishi, FCT, just at the outskirts of the FCT. We have a 7.5 megawatt production capacity to produce solar panel from the beginning, from the scratch to the end. So that's one example. And since the EVC came, Mr. Khalil Suleiman Halilu, he delved into that particular area because that is a window for us to quickly make impact. So it's beyond solar panel. NASENI can now boast of solar irrigation system. A solar power irrigation system that is foreign technology. All right. But because of this determination to get things to happen quickly, we now have it within a very short time of its coming. We have it in the agency. Also, we have electric vehicle. Electric vehicle is already in the agency because of this adaptation of technology, and this particular acceleration of technology transfer that the EVC has taken as a policy and as a principle for us to jumpstart things. We have electric vehicles. We have also the CNG. All right, that is compressed natural gas, to replace, the fossil fuel. The situation of the country now, to get fuel into your car now is a lot of a dip into your pocket. So NASENI this technology of CNG is already being used in other countries. So the EVC and also the agency is adopting this so that we can quickly intervene to alleviate the suffering of the people when it comes to getting fuel into their car. So we know that, and if you do a comparative analysis, that is the cost analysis, you see that the CNG is cheaper, in your car than the fuel in the sun. So these are a few examples. We have many more, but just to list a few.
This is indeed remarkable progress and a breakthrough by the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. I think, Halima, with this, every household, companies and organization need a solar system.
Yes, the solar system, the solar irrigation, the farmers.
And electric bike.
Yes, electric bike.
Electric
vehicle,
and so many
electric vehicle, electric bike.
Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Sir, what can you say about NASENI's commitment to innovation?
Wow, if you ask me, NASENI is innovation. Innovation is NASENI. NASENI is the only purpose-built agency of the federal government that is established to focus on conversion. In your introduction, in the introductory statement,
yes,
you make we are the agency set up by government to do quick conversion of scientific knowledge, engineering knowledge, everything about knowledge, to convert it into tangible things that can immediately impact positively on the economy. All right, so NASENI is innovation. Innovation is NASENI. And what is innovation? Innovation is basically the ideas, that comes to you about solving problem, about adding value, to your society, to your environment. And in this case, NASENI's responsibility, statutory responsibility, is to convert every knowledge that is available, whether in industry, in society, in the formal sector, in the university system, anywhere, even the indigent ones on the streets, anywhere NASENI finds innovation, anywhere NASENI finds talents, NASENI is mandated by government to harness the resources, in order to convert it for the use of society and to better our economy.
Yes, fantastic. So speaking of innovations, technology transfer initiatives, I'd like to highlight the Delta program that was launched in March in honor of International Women's Day. So could you tell us more about the Delta?
Okay, I think the Delta is an initiative of the Presidential Implementation Committee on Technology Transfer.
Yes.
And NASENI is the technical agency that support that initiative, that presidential initiative. So that particular intervention was to, help to balance what looked like the disparity in the participation of women, both in practice and also industrial enterprise. So this intervention program by NASENI and the PICTT is to help, to help the women to come out to compete. Not only to compete, everybody knows that women are very intelligent, but because of so many factors, our culture and the strength that is required to function, and so many other factors of women having to take care of the children when the men are away. All right. So some of these things, hinder the women from competing adequately with men, in terms of practice and even enterprise. So this intervention by NASENI and PICTT is to balance that gap, to fill that gap, so that women can come up and be successful too in engineering, both in practice and industry. So this particular program, what is it all about? Is to help the young girls who have ideas. We said NASENI is innovation, and innovation is NASENI. So NASENI goes after everywhere that is opportunity to harness innovation. And everybody says women are very intelligent, so we don't want women to be, discriminated against because of the competition that is there in engineering and practice. So this particular program is to give women opportunity to, a kind of leverage to make them to come up to speed with the men counterpart.
Yes, I'm really excited about this project as a female engineer myself. I know the EVC mentioned that he aims at doubling the amount of female engineers in the next 5 years. So yes. I'm really looking forward to that. I know registration is still open. I think the website is delta.pictt.gov.ng. So female engineers, please run, don't walk. Go and submit your proposals.
Okay, sir, before taking the absolute advantage of this initiative, can we actually have the key factors or measures put in place for this particular program to be accelerated by doubling the numbers of female engineers in the next 5 years? Okay, I think just like we all have observed, the ABC, is someone who has, particular interest in women coming up to do what they're supposed to do. He wants this program, like I said, is to help them to come up, to be able to compete. There are some qualities that are in women that if you don't help them to bring it out, it may die with them. So this particular program is to help them to come up with speed, to help them to leave that level of not being able to compete with the male counterpart. So what would they do? What are the way to go about it? They will be funded. Anyone that has good ideas that is commercially viable will be funded. That is, the agency or the PIC, the two of the PICTT and the agency will help. The winners of those. Is it a competition? Yeah, because they will be evaluated. The proposals, they are asked to bring proposals, and those proposals will be evaluated. Anyone that they found viable, they will be given advantage to a way of funding and mentorship, for them to rise up from just removing them from just leaving those initiatives at the level of just ideas, but translating them into physical products or services. That's the way to go. So, and each of them will be appointed a mentor. Somebody who had been successful in engineering and business enterprise in engineering, to help them, to mentor them to the time they are successful with their initiative.
Wow.
This is a great opportunity for Nigerian women.
It is.
And who knows if I will be one of you, though the program is for women.
I don't know about that, Hassan, but personally, I am working on a couple of proposals myself.
Well,
so maybe best man or woman win.
Registration closes on the 20th of May,
yes.
2024.
Yes, 20th of May. Please run, don't walk to the website. So, sir, the EBC mentioned that in the second quarter of this year, the agency is going to establish like a technology transfer hub in the headquarters of the agency. So could you shed more light on that, please?
Okay, yeah, that's one of the ACE program of the EVC, because one of the things that the EVC wants to achieve quickly is to make sure that no persons with good ideas is allowed to suffer, you know, with his, or to die with his ideas. And so this hub is to bring people together, all right, those with ideas to come together where they can exchange information, you know, exchange, you know, ideas and challenges. And at the end of the day, what we are expecting is that the output, we are expecting that there will be products and services, innovation emerging from that hub. All right, it's going to be a place where you know, an eco-friendly, you know, exchange of ideas and innovations will be taking place. All right, like I said, the intention is that no good ideas is allowed to waste. That's the intention of the EVC. It wants to make sure that the good ideas that can generate commercial viable businesses, you know, are harnessed. They are not allowed to filter away. So that hub is to connect everybody. The hub will connect both those who can finance. All right? The hub will connect those who are mentoring. The hub will connect those who have been successful and they want to share their experiences or give information. That hub will be connecting those who just want to put in money. You know, they may not have all the ideas, but they know that when they see a good business, they know how they recognize it and they will put funding. So when you say a hub connects so many things. The network, international, national, you know, and everybody will be there to interact to exchange information and ideas.
It's like a commendable initiative.
Yeah,
I'm actually even losing track of all the initiatives like NASENI has come up with.
Actually, it's becoming more productive and more engaging. You made mention of, from the earlier statement, that the transfer of technology is not restricted to Nigeria as a country or Africa or sub-Saharan Africa. It goes across, it's a global story. What do you actually have as a good example of both local and foreign engagement that the agency was able to have for the sake of our followers?
Okay, basically, I know that the agency, as part of the initiative that the EBC has introduced, and there is what we call informal sector mapping. All right, the informal sector mapping is like trying to locate where there are practices, you know, indigenously that are already mature, but all they need is incentives. All right, and they will be there in the whole world to compete. So the agency is putting up a system that is trying to identify those areas where people are already doing something, and they need innovation. All right, they need encouragement, they need incentives, so that those enterprise, those businesses, those technologies can be promoted to a global scale. And I know that there's a program for that already. So while the EVC is working so hard on technology transfer and you know, connecting Nigeria to the world and the world to Nigeria, he has not forgotten the indigenous arts and crafts and indigenous technologies, what the people are already used to. He has not forgotten. So there's a program for them. So at some point, technology is a socio-cultural thing. At some point, both the one that is coming from abroad, all right, the one that has been transferred from outside, and the ones from inside will merge. And before you know it, the country will be the best for it. Examples of countries who have done it. China, that's what China did. That's what Japan did. All the Asian tigers, that's what they did. They borrow technologies from outside, infuse it into their own practices, and before you know it, transformation has taken place. And today, they've moved from being referred to as third world countries to first world. Even better, they have better economies. So the strategy is, while you are transferring technology, there is also a program for adaptation, all right? Adapting it to the local practices, and in order to transform them, so that at the end of the day, even our both local technologies and will be competing at some point, all right, if we are consistent, if the policy environment is made available.
Thank you, Mr. Segun. So as we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that accelerated technology transfer is not only reshaping industry, but it's also having impact on the society. I'd like to thank Mr. Segun Ayeoyenikan for sharing the valuable insights with us.
Thank you so much.
And to our listeners, thank you for being part of this episode. And don't forget to subscribe to Naseni Window podcast for more thought-provoking discussions and better understanding about science, technology, and latest innovation. Courtesy Naseni.
Naseni Window. Naseni Window. Naseni Window.